I'm going to try to set up the automated CRM integration using the Conversions API, known as CAPI, for our CRM, which is HubSpot, directly into LinkedIn. I know working with a lot of clients that this has been the best way to show attribution and conversions. Since the data is much cleaner, it feeds directly from the CRM into LinkedIn, giving you the ability to match it up with people that were served ads on LinkedIn. So this is the best way. I've seen that other experts have discussed that there was like a 30% increase in attribution tracking using this method. Because without it, there's other issues that can come up. If you're using the insight tag, that's probably the best way when you use thank you pages, but there's still an issue of pixels and being able to place pixels and people that block pixels. If you integrate that information directly from your CRM into LinkedIn, again, not only would it be the cleanest way to track converted prospects in the demo calls or sales, but it's also a way that you can track converted prospects at different funnel stages. Additionally, you can use it for audiences. So if you really want to, take the middle of funnel or warm prospects from your CRM and put them into your campaigns for targeting to bring them to the next level of that funnel, whether it's converting someone into maybe a free trial for your platform or taking them from a free trial into a paid customer, you can have that direct integration to have the cleanest data, and also it's dynamic. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look here. This is supposed to be super easy. It's my understanding that anyone can set this up. Another expert I saw said that anyone could do it within 4 minutes. So I'm taking that as a challenge. So if you're watching this today, we're doing this together for the first time. So I've never done this before. I hope it is as easy so I don't have to look like a fool here. But know that I'm not a website development person. I have some basic understanding of different CRMs and how to set up some Zapier automations. Now, this automation specifically is free from Zapier, and I'm going to see what it takes to have to do that. I don't know if I have to sign into Zapier and then set it up through there, or if it's going to happen directly with the platform or what. So again, it's supposed to be super easy. Let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so first and foremost, you can come over here to conversion tracking. In your left-hand column, you're going to go to create conversion and then conversions API. I'm going to go ahead and name this Cappy demo calls for my own reasons. I'm only going to put last. I'll tell you why here in a second. We'll call this a lead. Let me put the value at about $50. It's automatically selecting a 90-day time frame. I'm going to leave it like that because one of the parts of attribution is the sales cycles are longer than 30 days. The typical attribution window for most conversions that marketers follow is 30-day clicks and 7-day views. But you have a 6-month sales cycle, right? Or 3-month sales cycle. In fact, if you only have a 1-month sales cycle, you probably have a very easy or at least low cost transactional type of offer, which is okay, but most B2B companies don't have that. So we want to make sure that we are attributing anybody that was influenced as far as we can go back. If I can go back further, I would. But, excuse me, I did read recently, you can go back 365 days now. So that's pretty big. On this one, I'm going to leave it at 90. So let me go ahead and put last 90 up here. Last 90 day. And for last, what I mean is there's two options you have for attribution. You have last touch each campaign or last touch last campaign. Last touch each campaign means it's going to show every ad that contributed to that conversion. So if the prospect saw 6 ads prior to converting, it's going to show a conversion for each one of those ads. Now, that's okay because you want to know that, excuse me, you want to know that data. But I'd rather use last touch last campaign because I already have another conversion metric set up to show each ad that contributed. It still is within the 30-day window. If I'm going back 90 days, I only want to know the one conversion. What was the last ad they converted from? So I'm going to take last touch last campaign. That means it's only going to show one conversion based off the last ad they saw or engaged with prior to converting within the last 90 days. So here's the options. You can see some different options here. There's another page that you can choose. I know a lot of this is done through Zapier. We have HubSpot, so I'm going to do HubSpot via Zapier. Looks like I have to connect HubSpot to LinkedIn Campaign Manager. Let me hit OK. Okay. Looks like it's making me automatically sign into Zapier. If you don't have a Zapier account, I don't know what you have to do there. Again, I heard it's free to do this, so I assume you have to set up a Zapier account, but this is still supposed to be free. You don't have to pay for Zapier to do it. Okay, now we're back. It's establishing the connection. And there we go. Okay, let's hit connect. I guess I have to log into LinkedIn for it to connect my campaign data as well. All right. Trigger an app. This is what starts this app that will send events to the conversion. So let's see. There's some different options here. New contact and list. New deal sounds pretty good to me. So for our company, we consider leads anybody that shows interest, and as soon as they book a call, we move it to a deal phase. It has to go through the deal steps. So I think for me, since it takes a book call in order to qualify as a deal, I'm going to use new deal. Select the HubSpot account with the trigger. Okay, well, there's our HubSpot account. That's great. Okay, trigger advanced settings. So it's automatically pulling these, and now we want some additional properties to retrieve. So I assume here, add properties to be sent with events for better matching. So this is the data it's taking for the trigger to help match it up. So let's see what we have on here. Okay, so we do have certain information in our deal. I assume we probably want to set this up. So definitely like things like first name, last name, email, company name, all those things are really going to help it match on the LinkedIn side. So I am going to no. This is kind of weird the way it's making me do this. But yeah, let me put in all this information. I assume this is all information I'd want it to retrieve. All right, thank you. There we go. Now map the data from HubSpot into the relevant fields. It will be used for member matching. Okay, so it's pulling this data from HubSpot then. If I'm understanding correctly, it's going to pull this data from HubSpot. I pulled the data points that I want it to pull from, which are really the things that are relevant for matching, right? Now the action. Okay, there it is. Primary contact email. First party cookie. I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. Advertising to enable enhanced conversion tracking. I think it's defaulted to tracking that. I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's something I have to edit about HubSpot here. Again, I'm not a dev person. I know HubSpot to a certain degree of having helped set it up for my team, but I'm not a professional tech on it. So let me go back here. Let me go to my primaries. So again, you're matching this information from your deal in HubSpot. You have to have these fields in HubSpot in order to match them up. Up on the trigger up there, I'm selecting, hey, I want you to find these fields in HubSpot, and then I want you to match them here. I want you to take this action to match them. So let me go to first name, primary last name. I don't think we had title in there. Primary company name doesn't look like. Oh, let's see. Country doesn't look like we have country in there, so I'll leave that blank. Lead ID, nope. Monetary conversion, unnecessary. Currency, time of conversion event. We'll default to the time of the Zap brand. That's fine. Unique. Okay. I think that's good enough. I'm really wanting to send it the primary information for it to match with. So I think we're good there. So let's go ahead and hit the next step. Is that it? Really? Okay, selected campaigns. Here we go. Create. Okay, well, I think that's it. So it says unverified because obviously I just set this up. So the next conversion that comes in, it would have to, or excuse me, the next deal that we move to book call, which means if a conversion comes in via our Calendly, it automatically sets up as a deal. And then if we move something from lead to deal or add a new deal, it will automatically trigger this event. If they've obviously seen ads on LinkedIn and were influenced, it'll trigger here. Great. That looks really good. Again, it's just unverified. So until something actually triggers it, I think then it'll show it's verified. Outside of that, that was pretty easy. Probably took me a little bit more than 4 minutes. However, it did not take me that long, as you can see, and you've been here with me. It looked overall for someone that's not a dev person. Again, you probably need to have some basic understanding of what happens in HubSpot or talk to whoever on your team does that part of it. But overall, pretty simple. Great. Now this is going to get much better attribution. I'm going to try to set up some matched audiences based off our lead data in HubSpot and maybe get some better results from there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/Joshua-Stout. And yeah, happy to chat anytime. Have a great day.